Hi there, everyone. I'm Trevor Chase from Coconut Monkey Electronics. I'm sitting here with Gene Thorpe at Shady Pines Media. We are here to talk about some pickups.
Absolutely. Let's get started.
Let's go. Gene's a local musician from Vancouver, Washington, our hometown.
Just really excited to be here and talk about guitars because, you've got my attention right away.
Definitely. Well, before we get there, let's just talk about you. I mean, tell me about yourself. How'd you get started playing music?
And, I moved to my dad. It's in Texas at 15, and my grandpa Danny was there.
Okay.
He had like this, I don't want to call it a cheap guitar because I don't really know what it was.
Right.
I really don't even remember the brand that was on the neck. It was just kind of low quality, like kind of looked like a budget garage guitar.
Yeah.
And I played it all the time in my room. So it was like I just kind of played it. I didn't really have any real real training or anything
Right.
like that.
Okay.
So I just kind of picked it up and played it with my own tuning.
Nice.
That's how I started.
Flash forward to now. What style of music are you playing now?
Now I'm playing goth rock for the most part.
Okay.
I like to keep it a little bit interesting by changing it up, playing different genres. That's what's so great about these pickups is they're super flexible.
Cool.
So I don't even have to grab a different guitar. If things are in the same tune, I just pick it up and play different, and just there it is. So
Nice. Let's get to the pickups now. So we kind of designed these together, and I think they turned out pretty cool. You've got the black and gold kind of theme going on with this guy. This is the Iceman.
yeah, that's the Iceman, exactly. It's a Korean made, so it's an inexpensive model, but man, these pickups really made it shine from the original stock sound.
Awesome. So I just want to make sure I'm understanding. So this is all new bridge, new pickup rings and knobs.
Yep,
You
new pots, new switch.
totally rewired everything inside too.
Yep.
Man, so you did a big overhaul on this guy, and I think it really shows.
Oh, thanks, man. I'm really excited.
When you finally got to install them, what was the first thing you noticed? Was there a big difference? Tell me about that.
Was there a big difference? He says. Talking like kind of earlier off the basically the Ibanez that I got was $100 used. It was a Korean Ibanez, so it probably
Right.
had some really inexpensive parts in there. So obviously I noticed a big difference, but I will say that a lot more of a difference than I thought I would expect
Okay.
from just swapping pickups, because I didn't actually have the rest of the hardware when I got the pickups at that point.
Right, yeah.
So I just kind of put the pickups in there on top of the other parts that were in there, all the other Korean parts, and it instantly, even without all the new upgrades I've done, just took off. It was amazing.
Like-
But the thing I noticed most was the warmth. And
warmth,
just how it
okay.
came through with clarity,
Okay.
and still had warmth without muddiness. And that's a
Right.
really hard balance to achieve with any sort of electronic equipment you work with. And I've messed with a lot of different generations of electronic stuff, all the way back when I was working with like a Commodore 64 and making sounds with that. It's really difficult to get that warmth and the clarity with it, because those are
Yeah.
two balances that are just
Yeah.
almost like impossible to meet.
It
You know what
definitely
I mean?
is a balancing act, yeah. We wind the bobbins offset, so one of them on each pickup is wound a little bit more than the other.
Mm-hmm.
It brings in some of that clarity that you get from a single coil, because you get just a little hint of that single coil-ish sound. We use that thick, heavily shielded wire, and it just you could turn that up and put that gain pedal on, and there's just about no noise, and we don't pot our pickups either. So
Right.
you know,
Explain to
Yeah.
me what potting is, because I don't even know. So I'm sure people are curious. What does potting the pickups mean? And like, how do you do that?
Yeah, so potting pickups, you take wax. Most people use a combination
Okay,
of
I've heard
beeswax
of
and
that.
paraffin. You melt the wax, and then you actually put the finished pickup into the hot wax, and that makes the wax permeate into the copper wire that's wound around these bobbins. So the wax just kind of keeps it in place and keeps it from moving, so you don't get they call it microphonics. So
Okay.
yeah, so when you pot it, it just keeps it from squealing and feeding back, but also it kind of dampens the tone. It makes it a little bit more dull. So yeah, we just made the decision at the beginning that we want to keep that clarity. And the way that I found to do that is to not wax pot.
It's just amazingly quiet, clean, and just
I
super
mean,
warm.
Yeah, so some people say you can't have unpotted pickups without a whole bunch of noise, and we
Obviously you've
we
proved
scoff
them wrong.
at that, and keep doing
It's
what we're
always
doing.
nice to have somebody come back at you like you can't do this, or and then you just turn around and prove them wrong. That just gives me a reason to light a fire underneath my coals in here, because that brew's bubbling.
We had a booth at the Oregon Guitar Expo 2 years back, and this guy comes up to us. He was running a booth across from us, and he kept hearing us say, "We don't pot our pickups." And he comes up all high and mighty and says, "Well, you're gonna have a lot of noise in those." And I'm like, dude, give it a shot. I gave him our highest gain pickups that we had there. They're the Gorilla pickups. I think they measure like 16K in the bridge. Ugh. They're freaking insane. It was a Gibson SG with our Gorilla pickups in it, and he took it over to Soldano SLO, like one of the highest gain amps that you can get, and just put it right in front of the damn thing. Nothing. And he just came back with this like super incredulous look on his face. He was like, "Damn, guys, you're doing something right."
That's awesome.
So it was a pretty good feeling.
I'm part of a lot of groups, some guitar wiring groups, some guitar hot rodding groups, and there's so many different discussions about wood type and neck through and this and that. I mean, no matter what anybody wants to tell you, the pickups are like pretty much 90 to 80% of your tone, and it literally is the most important thing.
My philosophy is if you sound good, you want to play more.
Right.
I used to teach, and kids would have guitars that really didn't sound good, and they didn't want to play. So I'd give them my guitar to play for the lesson, and they loved it. And after that lesson, they were into it. And it's all about the feel and all about the sound. So
I would agree.
So the Iceman is a great feeling guitar, and we've got you some great sounding pickups now. And I'm hoping that makes Gene release some more music soon.
Oh, it's definitely going to make me release some more music
Very
soon.
cool. Like, one of the first things that I do when I figure out what style of music someone plays and especially what guitar they play, I Google it.
Right.
I figure out what wood it's made from and where it's made, and just kind of look at the dimensions of it, and that also helps inform how we build the pickups. More than just purchasing a product, I want to make it an experience for everyone. We sit down and we design it too. So the design process for this was, you told me that you had some gold on the guitar, and really, man, the contrast there is awesome. I think we got the gold pole pieces in there for you too, and
yeah, I couldn't be more impressed and surprised that you just went and got gold pole pieces, because I mean they're not like an everyday side of the counter item,
right?
Usually.
So going back to the wind and the sound, we have three main designs: the chimp, which is our vintage kind of sound; the ape, which you have here, is more of an all around. It really works with everything.
Well, that explains its tonal flexibilities. I get it. Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
It's one of my favorites, just because it works for everything. And then our super high gain pickups are called the Gorillas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
We kind of
a little bit beefy.
we kind of ran with the
when you
theme.
want to go above and beyond, you got to get ape and gorilla.
Your pickups are amazing. They exceed the quality and the expectations of the price tag. So that's rad.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate that. I appreciate having some good quality instruments to play and produce my art on.
Yeah.
It's just like getting some good high quality brushes or good canvas, for an artist there, I mean,
yeah,
really,
it's all about the tools.
I've only got one other brand of pickups now, because I had another Ibanez that was before this that I upgraded with some Seymour Duncans, but they just didn't have the clarity that this did. They got kind of a little bit tinny after a while. Like you put some gain behind them and they got real shrill. Like, I mean, it sounded like you were literally strangling a donkey with a needle and thread. Like, it was just, not that I know what that sounds like, folks. Don't judge me. But they didn't have the presence that these pickups do.
Yeah.
They didn't have the bright and the mid warm and just the tonally acceptable, like non-altered natural EQ, because they just sound so natural.
Yeah, they're missing a lot of the undertones, I think, is kind of what that boils down to. You know, when you hit a string, you get the primary tone of the note, but there's always those other tones that you get in it, and with the EMGs and some other pickups,
You drown those out.
yeah, it drowns them out.
It's a lot of the harmonics from back behind the bridge and above the lock nut.
Definitely, definitely.
Those will ring out and give you those extra properties, and maybe that's what it is. These pickups have the ability to bring out those undertones, because man, it sounded like you had some chorus or reverb on this amp, and this is literally the only thing I have plugged in right now is that distortion pedal. So it's like, it's insane to hear it sound like it has effects on it, which it doesn't. So I'm able to get that clarity, that boom. I mean, it's just full-bodied, massive, amazing clarity, like milk and honey. So,
and again, that just kind of, I think, goes back to the construction that I've decided on, and with not potting the pickups and not and offsetting the winds. That, you know, all of those things are come together to create those warm undertones and really the musical sound that you're getting.
Like I said, man, I'm really excited to play these pickups from now on. They're never going to leave this guitar.
Awesome. Nice.
Beautiful sound.
So I did go a little bit more mellow on the neck pickup for you. If I remember right from when we were talking about it, we were just you said you play more the goth metal-y kind of sound, but I really think a super mellow neck pickup partners great with that aggressive bridge.
Yeah.
So if you want to do some of those, you know, really clean, flowy leads, you just switch that neck pickup on, and it's just like butter.
That's funny that you mentioned that, because that's exactly what I did on the song Ice Queen. I went into that neck pickup, and I had that lead. Well, usually I would use a bridge pickup for the lead part for that, because it's a little more glassy tonally, has a little more treble presence. But honestly, when I picked up that pickup and stuck it in my guitar and I recorded Ice Queen with that, I was like, okay, I can dig that. This is the bridge pickup then. And then we're going to go ahead and give it a quick switch to the neck.
Very nice. Let's give a shout out to the amp real quick. This is a Trace Elliott GRP3 preamp head from the mid '80s.
Ooh, 80s gem on it.
We've got an 80s
I
gem.
like the fact that you did that, because I play a lot of 80s and 90s style riffs and music. So
I did that just for you, Gene.
Thank you very much.
It's a fun amp. And we've got you going through an MXR full bore metal on the floor here. Let's hear that guy.
Let's give it a shot. A little bit of fuzz for you. You can hear those harmonics. They really sing through.
Yeah.
Really, one thing that I've noted from the pickups alone is that the sustain is incredible. And that's what I was talking about from, like, it sounded like you had some effects on here, like reverb or chorus. Yeah. Like, it just rings forever. It's insane.
No, this is just completely clean straight through with the MXR full bore and right into the clean channel on this guy.
I mean, what I want to kind of do is just play like a 7th fret, like E string, and just...
And a little bit of that harmonic at the end.
Hear it, but yeah, at the end, it just kind of rings off to a just light harmonic.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It's beautiful. It really is.
I think where those adjustments are really going to shine is when we kick that distortion pedal on, and you can see how it interacts with the distortion.
Absolutely.
Let's try it out.
Just listening to that sustain is amazing.
Yeah. Well, it keeps all this
It
sustain.
just keeps all that background harmonics.
Yeah.
It's still
yeah,
going.
Look at that. But it gets, as you roll it down, it gets a little chunkier too.
And now it's getting feedback. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was just literally
Yeah.
staying present long enough
Yeah.
to just scoop it back up into feedback
Yeah.
mode. And so here again, let's just do the neck pickup now.
Cool. That's sustain, man.
The sustain that puts a smile on a man's face.
Yeah.
There it is again, and it just kind of generates its own feedback.
It's really naturally into the feedback.
I don't
It's
even
really
want
nice.
to turn it down. I didn't even pick those just to kind of feel it, because you get
Yeah.
different sounds, obviously, out
Definitely.
of picking and just naturaling. Go down one more time. Took a lot of the bite off.
Yeah. You can see how it really does respond. It makes that. Yeah. Ooh. It makes the distortion pedal really respond, and you can just change the tone just by tweaking that volume knob a little bit.
Thank you very much for this opportunity,
Yeah,
man. It's
thank
been
you,
nothing
man.
but a pleasure.
Awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.